one specific restorative practice that I found extremely important, helpful, and all around just a great tool to keep in my pocket in my current profession working with preschoolers is the community building circle, or the feeling circle as my littles call it. When I first did the circle, it was a little messy, but I think the kids got a lot out of it. I would have them collect rocks or seashells outside in our play yard, and we'd bring them inside and put them in the center, and they would sit in a circle around it, and I would start their circle with the song blank or child's name is here today, and it would go, Katie's here today, she's wearing a black and white shirt, da 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 da, Katie's here today. And it's really silly and it's fun, and the kids like to laugh and have their name heard, and before we go into the more kind of serious stuff, which is like the ground rules, and I'll explain that they have to have the talking piece, which is our Gerald toy, before talking, and they have to turn their listening ears on super high in order to listen to and respect their friends' words. And I would have 3 questions for them, and they were, how are you feeling today and why? I am a good friend or student when, and I feel happy when, and I feel sad when. So the last one's kind of a 2-parter, and I'd use variations of these kinds of questions while I did different circles with other kids as well. I think by allowing each child to speak about both sides of the coin, so to speak, they're able to connect behaviors and consequences for themselves and others, which promotes a more emphatic friendship community. And in empathy building, it's important to put oneself in another person's shoes in order to build relationships and understand the perspectives and needs of others. So by providing this safe space for my kids, so they're able to talk about their emotions and then think about how certain actions cause certain feelings in others and themselves, the children are able to strengthen their empathy and understanding of others. And to end the circle, I'd have them close their eyes and take a few deep breaths, and it allowed them to process the information and kind of reflect on what we did and what the other kids talked about. And it also allowed them to kind of relax for a few seconds before we did our learning chunk of the day. I tried this with the 3-year-olds as well as the 4 and 5 older kids, and it's a lot easier with the older kids, let me tell you. But the 3s definitely did well. But I was even the rambunctious kids in the 4 and 5 group actually did really well, which was surprising to me, and they were very engaged and listening to their peers and did a pretty good job. And the other teachers and I have noticed a reduction in the cliques and the kind of small groups that kind of formed at the beginning of the year, and they play more with each other. They're more understanding of each other, of their actions and their feelings, and it's been really cool to see that progression in them. And a lot of kids come up to me and ask me if I can do a circle with them when I sub in their class, which is fun. For me, combining the reading and lectures and discussion board assignments has really allowed me to see how much conflict and traumas can affect ways of communication with others and going about relating with others. And I really enjoyed learning about empathy, taking responsibility for actions, and forgiveness, as this information has allowed me and served me well throughout my interactions with others since the semester's begun. I found immense value in that blame versus accountability video, and in the readings on taking responsibility for myself and my actions. I've used these resources recently in how I go about dealing with conflicts with my boyfriend, and it's helped me tenfold, honestly, because I've steered him away from immediate blame for him, and I've been able to look at the big picture of the conflict and hold myself accountable for the things that I've done instead of blowing up like I used to. In addition to this, my understanding of empathy and restorative communication has helped me with my ability to deal with conflicts with the kids at work. I try to incorporate the idea of having the children care for one another's feelings and emotions, and I try to make them think about how they would feel if their friend knocked over their Lego tower that they worked really hard on, and have them take that feeling and think about how they made the other person have that bad feeling as well. And it's allowed me to reduce my need to raise my voice at work, which is really cool. Thank you.